Hi, happy Easter. We celebrate the 5th Sunday of Easter. Let's talk about the gospel. We have a special message from Jesus before he was to ascend. To know him, Jesus, is to know the way. Today, Jesus is challenging us with a question, the same question that he posed for his disciples. And he's asking each one of us, and you still don't know me? Do we know Jesus? How much we know Jesus? Do we know our way in life? Do we know our way to life? Usually, in a normal situation, if we get lost and we need directions, we look for the way. And today, Jesus is telling each one of us, I am the way, the truth, and the life. In that, Jesus was preparing his disciples and preparing each one of us for our encounter in heaven. And he's saying, hey, this is something special. I'm going to make it special for each one of you. When he says, I'm going to prepare a place for you. If I go and prepare a place, I will come back again to take you, myself, so that where I am, you also may be. All sounded wonderful. But the part that catches Thomas' attention was when Jesus said afterwards, where I'm going, you know the way. And he said with a certainty, you know how to get there. But to this, Thomas begins to freak out. And he thinks, wait a second, I don't know the way. And that's why Thomas asked Jesus for directions. And he says, Master, we do not know where you're going. How can we know the way? Jesus understands this. He always been very patient and loving with Thomas. And he says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. To know him, to know Jesus, is to know the way. That's why Jesus says afterwards, no one comes to the Father except through me. If you know me, then you will also know my Father. From now on, you do know him and have seen him, meaning the Father. But the confusion continues between the disciples. That confusion about what is really this following the way. The thing about knowing Jesus is to know the Father. It was a challenging concept. And Philip also was thinking about it. Will this be enough? To know Jesus will be enough for us? Maybe we should learn a shortcut to know exactly what the Father is like. So we're safe, there's no confusion, and we don't get lost, basically. That's basically what was going on in Philip's mind. And that's why Philip says to Jesus, Master, show us the Father. And in that will be enough for us. Jesus had previously said to him, if you know me, then you will also know my Father. But Philip was probably wondering how much would be enough. Yes, one knows a little bit about parents when meeting the children, but how much we know about them. But what Jesus is revealing is something deeper, more profound, more complex. He was revealing the Trinity itself, the Holy Trinity, a difficult concept still for us to understand nowadays, explained to the disciples. Jesus and the Father are one, just as the Spirit, the Son, and the Father are one. Right? That's what he was trying to take, that concept of oneness in the Trinitarian relationship. Jesus responded to Philip, I have been with you for so long a time, and you still don't know me, Philip. In other words, what Jesus is really telling to Philip, Philip, you need to understand, it's the same. Jesus tells Philip and the rest of the disciples, whoever has seen me has seen the Father. How can you say, show us the Father? Do you not believe that I am in the Father and the Father is in me? He tells his disciples. And there lies the key question. Could we believe that Jesus is in the Father and that the Father is in Jesus? Could we believe in the Holy Trinity? 3 persons, 1 God. 3 distinctive persons, 1 God. Jesus knows that is something difficult to understand. He get it. He get it. That's why he's trying to explain it to them. So he asked the disciples to trust him. Believe me, he says to the disciples. Believe me that I am in the Father and the Father is in me. Now, Jesus does not stop there, but tell his disciples that through them, to us, too, that we too, thanks to him, to Jesus, we are going to be part of that Trinity, of that union between the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. We also will participate and are participating in the life and the works of the Holy Spirit. And the Trinity itself remains in us, and we reflect it with our works. The same ones that Christ did and that we imitate, emulate. If we imitate Christ, it is because we know him, even just a little. To imitate Christ then is to participate in that Trinity, in the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and it works. And to imitate Christ, in a way, is basically to follow the way that Christ was talking about, the way that we know, if we know him. When what happened to Thomas happens to us more than once, that when we walk through life, we may feel insecure, we may freak out a little bit, realizing, wait a second, but I don't know where to go. I don't know the way. And when our life lacks clarity and we are a little confused, when we believe that we're a little lost and do not know where to go, what to do, let us continue to imitate Jesus in what we know about Jesus and what he taught us, and trust that we will see again, that we will see the way, we will realize that we are on the right track again one day. And when it happens to us, what happens to Philip, that we start having doubts and ask ourselves, will be enough? Will this be enough? To trust Jesus that it is. Because Jesus asks us to trust him and to believe that this trust will lead us to the Father and to that re-encounter in heaven. May God bless us all and let us be saints.